Hello, Spilling the Sweet Tea fam. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're making fried pickled okra. The first thing you want to do is get your favorite brand of pickled okra and then add them to a paper towel lined plate. The goal here is to get as much liquid out of the okra as possible. Once you have your pickled okra on your plate, all you want to do is grab another paper towel and use it to pat dry your pickled okra. Even though I'm going to soak my pickled okra in buttermilk and egg, I still want to get a little bit of that brine out of my pickled okra. I don't know about y'all, but baby, I love okra. Fried okra, stewed okra and tomatoes, pickled okra, you name it, I love okra. My favorite way is to have it fried, but baby, I love pickled okra as well. Of course, I had to do a taste test to make sure these was prime and ready to go to fry, and baby, they were good. So good. If you like fried pickles, you would like this fried pickled okra. To get your pickled okra ready to be battered, you just want to crack one egg into a bowl. And y'all already know I'm going to do it the Shirley May way. I'm always going to clean my eggs. This is something I saw my mother and my father do. I call it egg snot. It's that white looking substance that's attached to the yolk. I make sure to get that out anytime I'm making anything with eggs. One thing about me when I'm cooking, I'm going to mimic what I saw growing up. And this is something my mother and father always did. To your clean egg, you want to add about 1 cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, all you have to do is add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar or lemon juice to buttermilk and let it sit for a couple of minutes. And baby, you got buttermilk. Give everything a good whisk, and all you want to do now is just drop your okra into the buttermilk and egg mixture. You want to let these sit in your buttermilk and egg mixture while you work on your breading. The key is having a large enough bowl and enough buttermilk and egg to make sure all of your okra is coated. I'm not frying a lot of okra. I'm only doing about 15 pieces. If you need to add more buttermilk, just add more. All right, so here's the tea on the breading. Now, I got this breader from Amazon, baby. If you got a brown paper bag, that'll work too. Or even a Ziploc bag. You just want to add 1 cup of cornmeal. I have yellow cornmeal, but white cornmeal will work too. The next thing you're going to need is 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. Now, I could not find my half measuring cup. I'm spilling flour everywhere, but all I did was eyeball it, about 1/2 cup. That looks about 1/2 cup to me. For the seasonings, I'm just adding some salt. I'm also going to add some white pepper. If you don't have white pepper, just use black pepper. That's fine. I like this Badia roasted garlic powder. If you don't have roasted garlic powder, just use regular garlic powder. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of Tony's Creole seasoning. If you don't have any Tony's, any Cajun seasoning will do. And I'm not measuring this. All of the measurements are in my cookbook. I'm using the same breading recipe I use for my traditional fried okra. Baby, one thing about me, I'm going to season with my heart. And this is how I know I got enough seasoning. You see me in here sneezing about to cough? The seasoning is right. Before I add my okra, I'm just going to mix up my seasonings with my cornmeal and flour. As I mentioned earlier, if you want my traditional fried okra recipe, it's in my cookbook, Memories on a Plate, Southern Recipes I Learned from My Mama. I'll have it linked in the comment section. Before you batter your okra, you want to make sure your oil is nice and hot. I'm using my deep fryer. I normally fry in peanut oil, but any oil will work, whatever you like to use. All right, the last step is breading your okra. I only let my okra sit in this buttermilk and egg mixture for about 30 minutes. It doesn't need a whole lot of time to marinate. The next step is just adding your okra into your breading. If you want to grab this breader, I absolutely love it. You can grab it from my Amazon storefront. It's listed under my Spilling the Sweet Tea kitchen must-haves. And if you're digging this orange skirt set, I also got it on Amazon. It's also under my storefront, but under Carlina's Fashion Finds. Once you have your okra in your breader, all you want to do is shake, 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 shake until all of your okra is coated well. I always find it a lot easier just to turn this thing upside down and give it a good shake. Not me trying to do the bankhead bounce into the camera. Anyway, once your okra is nice and coated, you just want to add it to a wire rack. If you want your okra nice and crispy, you can double batter your okra. I didn't do that, but you can do that if you want. For me, this was the perfect amount of coating. Now, this is the crucial step of frying anything. Once you have your okra breaded, you want to place it on a wire rack and allow it to rest for about 10 minutes before frying. That is so important because if you go ahead and put it in the fryer, then all of the coating is just going to fall off. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people asking me in the comments why their breading is falling off, especially when they're frying chicken. And it's because you're not allowing your food to rest with the breading on before you fry it. And when you're frying okra, you want to do it in batches. You don't want to put too much okra in this breader at one time because you don't want to overcrowd it. So this is why you see me doing it a second time. This tip goes with anything that you're frying. Okra, chicken, whatever it may be, don't overcrowd it because it's not going to bread well. Once it looks like this, it's ready to go to add to your wire rack. You want to fry these pickled okra on 350 degrees. They only need a few minutes to fry. You can heat your oil up while you're breading and allowing your breading to set. before you fry. That way, once your oil heats up, you'll be ready to fry, baby, fry. So I decided to serve my fried pickled okra with a Cajun aioli. You can make a homemade ranch or you can get ranch from the store. It's really up to you. Baby, you see I have whipped out my cookbook memories on a plate because the recipe for my Cajun aioli is in my cookbook. So you're gonna need some mayo. I'm using Duke's, of course, because it's the mayo of the South. You're also gonna need some lemon juice. I didn't have any fresh lemons, so I just used bottled lemon juice. You're gonna need some paprika, some garlic powder, and you're also gonna need a couple dashes of Tabasco. You also want to add some onion powder and a few red pepper flakes to kick it up a notch. Give everything a good whisk until it's well combined and set it aside in the refrigerator until you're ready to serve it. I'm a sucker for a homemade sauce, but like I said, if you want to use plain ranch, you certainly can. Or if you want to make your own ranch, definitely feel free to go ahead and do that. To me, this Cajun aioli worked really well. I added a little bit more paprika because I just wanted to kick up the color a little bit. But this Cajun aioli is some kind of good. It goes well with so many different dishes. It definitely complements these fried pickled okra because it's nice and tangy. One thing about me, I'm going to taste my food as I go to make sure it's on point. And it is. Baby, you can't tell me this Cajun aioli does not look bomb. A 10 out of 10. So this is what your okra is going to look like before you fry it. You can tell that it's set up so you know your coating is not going to go anywhere when you fry it. I'm using a deep fryer to fry my pickled okra, but you can use a cast iron skillet if you like. You could also put these in a Dutch oven, whatever you have and whatever works for you. All you want to do is drop your okra down. Like I said, it needs to be at 350 degrees. And once they fry, they should look a little bit like this. You'll notice that they'll start floating to the top once they're done. And baby, nothing is better than something that's fresh out the grease, ready to eat. When I tell you these fried pickled okras were so good, look at the melanin on that okra. Baby, they were fried to perfection. You hear me? Now, what I should have done was let my okra rest on a wire rack, but I don't know why I decided to put it on a paper towel lined plate. But the okra ended up staying very crunchy and crispy. Typically, when you put them on a plate like this, they can end up getting soggy. But look at this. When I say this fried pickled okra was some kind of good, if you like okra, if you like fried pickles, this recipe is for you. It was definitely spilling the sweet tea approved. I absolutely love how it turned out. And like I said, this Cajun aioli took it from a 10 to a 20. It was so good. I hope you guys enjoyed my video today. Make sure to subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss the next recipe from me spilling the sweet tea. I think it's only right to show you guys me tasting my food on camera. And you can already tell from my reaction that this is spilling the sweet tea approved. When I tell you my knees buckle because this was so good. This is me looking at my husband telling him that this is so delicious. For more Southern recipes, make sure to follow me and head to my website, www.spillingthesweettea.com. I'll catch you guys in the next video.